So, you've probably heard the phrase, nice guys finish last. It's a cliche that gets tossed around in dating conversations, on social media, even in movies. But what does it really mean? Are women secretly drawn to men who treat them poorly? Or is something else going on beneath the surface? Today, we're unpacking this myth and discovering how a man can stay kind, genuine, and respectful while still being powerfully attractive. Let's start with what the phrase actually describes. Nice guys finish last isn't about politeness or basic decency. Everyone appreciates good manners and empathy. The problem shows up when nice becomes a disguise for something else. Neediness. A lot of men grow up believing that if they give enough compliments, buy enough gifts, or constantly agree with everything a woman says, she'll eventually fall for them. But women aren't looking for a man who folds himself into whatever shape pleases them. They're looking for a partner who knows who he is. Think about it from her perspective. If a man always says, whatever you want, never disagrees, and hides his true opinions to keep the peace, it sends a quiet message. I need your approval to feel okay about myself. That isn't kindness. It's insecurity wearing a polite smile. And insecurity simply isn't attractive. Confidence, on the other hand, is magnetic. Confidence says, I value you, but I also value myself. I can stand on my own 2 feet. Here's where it gets tricky. Many so-called nice guys believe they're being selfless. They'll cancel plans, skip the gym, or put their own dreams on hold to be available 24/7. They confuse self-sacrifice with love. But healthy relationships don't require either person to shrink. They thrive when both partners bring their full, authentic selves to the table. So why do some women end up dating men who seem the opposite of nice? Often, it's not because those men are unkind, it's because they exude self-assurance. They speak their mind, set boundaries, and pursue their goals. Those qualities can be incredibly attractive, even if the package is rough around the edges. The good news is that you don't have to be a jerk to have that same presence. You just have to build it from the inside out. Let's talk about how to fix the nice guy pattern without losing your core of kindness. First, know your values. What do you believe in? What matters to you outside of dating? Career goals, personal growth, creativity, service, adventure? A man who is anchored in his own mission naturally draws people toward him. Women sense that he's not looking for someone to complete him. He's already complete and simply inviting someone to share the journey. Second, set and keep boundaries. Boundaries aren't walls, they're guide rails. They tell the world how you expect to be treated and how you'll treat others. Maybe it's as simple as saying no to last-minute plans when you need an early night. Maybe it's holding to your standards about honesty or communication. When you calmly enforce boundaries, you communicate self-respect without a single boastful word. Third, develop confidence through action. Confidence isn't a motivational quote. It's built by keeping promises to yourself. Hit the gym, finish that project, learn a new skill, have the difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Every time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you're capable. And that quiet proof shines through when you talk, when you walk, when you simply enter a room. Fourth, speak your truth, but gently but firmly. Being agreeable isn't the same as being kind. You can listen deeply and still share your own perspective. You can disagree without conflict. When a woman sees that you respect her opinion while holding your own, trust grows, and trust is a far stronger foundation than people-pleasing. Fifth, cultivate a life you genuinely enjoy. This one might be the most important. Fill your days with things that light you up. Friends, hobbies, fitness, learning, travel, creative work. When you're excited about your own life, dating becomes an extension of that joy, not a desperate search for someone to fill a gap. You become interesting because you're interested in life itself. Now, let's reframe the whole phrase. Nice guys finish last is really just shorthand for people who trade authenticity for approval often end up lonely or resentful. And that's true for anyone, not just men. The real fix isn't to stop being nice. It's to stop being performatively nice. Imagine two different men. One is polite, friendly, and genuinely enjoys helping people, but he also protects his time, pursues his goals, and speaks his mind. The other does favors for everyone, never says no, and secretly hopes his constant availability will earn love in return. Which one is more attractive? Which one do you want to spend time with? The first man is kind and strong. The second is nice, but only on the surface. Here's something else worth remembering. Attraction is not a reward for good behavior. A healthy relationship isn't a vending machine where you put in compliments and get affection back. It's a connection between two people who both bring value, respect, and curiosity. When you approach dating as an exchange of authenticity instead of a transaction, everything changes. So, if you've been told you're too nice, don't take that as a sign to harden your heart. Take it as an invitation to look inward. Are you expressing real kindness, or are you hiding behind it because you're afraid of rejection? Are you giving because it brings you joy, or because you hope it will buy love? Answering those questions honestly is the first step towards genuine confidence. And here's a secret. When you stop trying so hard to be liked, people often like you more. You relax, you speak freely, you laugh without checking if it's okay first. That ease is magnetic. Women notice when you're comfortable in your own skin. They notice when you lead a balanced life and when you're excited about your own path. To every man listening, remember this. Kindness is powerful. Integrity is rare. Keep those qualities, but pair them with self-respect, purpose, and courage. That's the combination that wins hearts and sustains love long after the first spark. So no, nice guys don't have to finish last. Only the men who confuse neediness with kindness do. Be good, be bold, be yourself, and watch how quickly everything else begins to change.